Hi everybody, this is a video on how to use the distributive property. So when a number or variable is written directly in front of a set of parentheses, it must be multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. For example, this problem is not just 2 times 3x, it's 2 times 3x minus 2 times 7. So if I were to draw this, I would first do 2 times 3x. I'm going to keep that minus sign between them. And then I would do 2 times 7. So I'm multiplying the 2 by everything in the parentheses. 2 times 3x is 6x, minus 2 times 7 is 14. Notice I could have done it this way too and still gotten the same answer. Sometimes I like to keep the sign of whatever I'm multiplying by. Like -7, I might want to keep that negative with the 7. So I could have done 2 times 3x plus 2 times -7. It would have given me the exact same thing, 6x plus -14, which is just 6x minus 14. It's the same answer, just two different ways of doing it. Really, what helps me think about this is I think of 2 times 3x minus 7 as really being, okay, I'm trying to find what two groups of 3x minus 7 would look like. If you had two groups of 3x minus 7, you would have 6x's total, and -7 times 2 would be -14. If there is no number or variable written directly in front of a set of parentheses, a 1 should be drawn in front. The 1 will be positive or negative according to the sign before it. For example, if we had something like this, 5 minus nothing's there times 4x plus 2, we could put a 1 there. Multiplying by 1 does not change what the original number sentence was. People just don't write it sometimes because you don't need to. Multiplying by 1 is just the same as whatever it was before. But in this case, it'll help us distribute. So I'm going to start by just writing the 5 where it was before. Then I'm going to multiply -1 times 4x. I'm going to write it out as -1 times 4x plus -1 times +2. So we get 5 plus -1 times 4x is -4x plus -2. Our last step is we need to combine like terms. That means we combine things into groups. So we usually have one group is things that have 1x, or things that have 2x's, like x squared, or things that are just regular numbers. So in this case, we have +5 plus -2. If we start at 5 and go down 2, we would have 3 plus -4x there's no other x terms, so we can just leave that as plus negative 4x, or we can write it as 3 minus 4x, because it's the same thing. Okay, so let's get to what you need to do today. So for today, we're going to go through 2 examples on this worksheet. I'll pick like a challenging one from down here, and then maybe one from up here too. So the first question for these problems is, take a look at your problem and decide what should be distributed. So if we take a look at this problem here, notice we don't have a number in front, so I can put a 1 there. So we can distribute a -1 to start. So let's do that. First, this 2 I can just write in front. Because it's not in the parentheses, it's not going to change at all. Next, we can distribute this -1. So I have -1 times -x plus -1 times +5. So I have 2, -1 times -x is +x, plus -1 times +5 is -5. Next, I'm going to combine like terms. So it looks like I have some x terms and I have some regular number terms. So I have 2 and I have -5. On the other side, I just have an x. 2 minus 5 would be -3. So my final answer is -3 plus x, or I could also write that as x minus 3. Let's do another one, but I'm going to skip some of the steps in between. So for this one, I'm going to be distributing, actually let's do this one because you're going to distribute an x. This one I'm going to be distributing 2 things. For the first one, I'm going to be distributing -3x. And for the second part, I'm going to be distributing -1. So I'm going to start by doing -3x times x and -3x times -4. -3x times x is -3x squared. -3x times -4 is +12x. So I'm going to write that over here. -3x squared plus 12x. This +2 just stays the same because it's just kind of in there. And then I'm going to distribute -1 times 5, -1 times -x. -1 times 5 is -5. -1 times -x is +x. So we have -5 plus x. All right, this time we have 3 groups. First is our x squared terms. We only have one x squared term, negative 3x squared. We have 2 x terms, positive 12x and positive x. Remember, even though this looks like 0x, this is 1x, because there's 1x there. Then we have positive 2 minus 5. So for our final answer, we would have negative 3x squared plus 13x. 2 minus 5 would be minus 3. Okay, this worksheet is definitely not easy, so please reach out if you need help with anything. I'm here to support you. You can do that through email or texting or calling me. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye.